What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Bob back with another video here at Bar 4133 on Eagles News Now. Now, the Eagles news for today is that the Eagles have arrived at the NovaCare Complex. Guys like Carson Wentz, Rodney McLeod, and Alshon Jeffrey were all shown going in. More on Carson Wentz a little bit later. The big sports news is concerning the Philadelphia Phillies, actually, as 12 players from the Miami Marlins were tested positive for COVID-19. This shut down 2 Major League Baseball games today, that being the Phillies and the Yankees, and the Marlins and the Orioles. So it gets everybody thinking about football and if they're actually going to be able to pull this season off. I will have a separate video on that. I do want to talk about some of the things that Doug Pederson talked about in his press conference today, as I said, as everybody arrives to the NovaCare Complex. So since we talked about COVID-19, let's talk about what Doug said about it. Basically, he said to say, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, is that he feels confident in the protocols that the NFL, and just as the team has in what he called the NovaCare Complex being their own little bubble, as far as the facility being safe, everybody wearing masks. And he said he feels extremely safe in there, and that they have plans for every scenario, whether it be players being tested positive or coaches. Again, this is something that's probably going to have to be tinkered with, and he didn't really put any specifics into that. He also said that all of the guys on injured reserve were able to go to the NovaCare Complex early, and this includes Alshon Jeffrey, who's been a huge question mark all offseason and will probably be a question mark going into the season as well. Coach Pederson said that Alshon looks great, that has been working hard during the offseason, and is excited to get in there and do some work. Other things that were brought up were Jason Peters. Obviously, the Eagles signed Jason Peters a couple weeks ago to play right guard, a position that he has not played for the Eagles. Obviously, this guy's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a left tackle. Doug Pederson says that he doesn't think it's going to be outright easy, but it will be relatively easy for this Hall of Fame left tackle and Jason Peters he thinks Peters is a smart enough player to catch on that line in that guard, and I tend to believe him because I think you look at Jason Peters' career from being a tight end in Buffalo, then he played on the right side in Buffalo, and then coming here and playing the left side. I think this guy, especially being 38 years old, has it in him mentally to make this work. Doug also said that since there's no preseason games, coaches are going to have to get really creative with setting up game situations for this team. And they're going to have to catch these young guys up a lot quicker and have to think of creative ways to do that. Again, because of this pandemic, because there's been no mini camps, everything's been virtual up to this point. He's going to have to get creative, as all coaches around the league are. So it's going to be interesting to see who is the most prepared. I talked about Carson Wentz coming in to training camp, and man, this dude comes in, he walks into the building, and he looks absolutely jacked. I mean, this guy looks like he's put on a good 15 pounds of muscle. It's probably exaggerating, but he looks really big in a good way. And reporters caught up to Carson Wentz. I believe it was John Clark from NBC Sports Philadelphia. And Carson said that he's excited and that if they get the chance to play, that this team is going to be ready to go. And he definitely looks ready to go coming into camp. The best shape that he's come into any camp thus far that I've seen. So that's pretty exciting. And that's all I've got, guys. Nothing else from Doug, and no other major news. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what the NFL does with the COVID-19 situation, which I'm gonna just do another video dedicated to that. And that's it for today, guys. Everybody stay safe, go Birds. I'll see you guys later. E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! I need Eagle Nation to stand.